Hey, what's up guys? This is Josh Dragon here, and today we're going to be resuming our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 walkthrough with the car parking lot level. This level can be a little bit deceptive because some of the cars in the background will actually run out and try to hit you, but you only need to be aware of the colored cars. The ones that are gray or black and white will never move out. It's only the colored ones, and not all of them either, just some of them. I believe there's two of them in this game. I think they're both red, if I'm not mistaken. And they're not for quite a ways into the level, so you don't have to be on the lookout too early on, but actually as a kid that used to really scare me because I didn't expect it, and I didn't remember which ones would come out, so seeing the car just like come right out there on the screen and kind of scared me a little bit. But it's not the first one, I know that. I think it's the second and the third cars from this point forward. So far we're doing pretty good in our Deathless Challenge. We haven't lost any lives, and we haven't come overly close, although we have had a couple of tight run-ins with the bosses. I'm really surprised that I've had so much trouble like killing some of these bosses. Like Rocksteady and Bebop are so easy to beat for the most part. Actually, I did come a little bit close to dying against both of those guys, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, as time goes on, my skill's going to get a lot better, and hopefully I won't have as many, you know, close shaves with these bosses. But the boss actually for this level is really easy. I think he's as easy as Tora, so we'll see. This is the first car you have to watch out for. You want to just kind of inch your way out on the screen and don't get too close, and then let it drive off, and then you just have three foot soldiers with the machine guns to worry about. And they're really easy. I guess there's a couple more because they come on screen after you kill those guys. The music in this level is pretty good. It hints at the Ninja Turtles theme song. Actually, I think all the songs in this game are great, but the songs for the most part in these Konami games are really good. The company that made this, of course, was Ultra, but that later became known as Konami, so it's the same thing. This is the other car you need to worry about, by the way. Just kind of inch your way out there again. I actually have not used the jump slash a lot in this walkthrough, but it really helps to use that thing as much as you can. I would say that for most foot soldiers it's the best choice, except for probably the machine gun guys, and then in some cases maybe the ones you'll find later on that throw spears. But it just wastes the foot soldiers. I mean, the purple ones and the blue ones and the white ones with the swords, they're so much easier with that move. Actually timed that barrel explosion just perfectly. It can be a little bit difficult to really make good use of those barrels because they tend to blow up at the wrong time. And that's one of the minor things about this game, is that the tools that you have to work with, like the road signs and the barrels that explode, it can be a little bit difficult to get those things to work out. They're not really efficient, I guess, at doing what you need them to do. So we're now up to the boss of the level, which is Baxter the Fly, and I could say that Baxter has certainly looked a lot better before. His fly form is actually easier than his human form, if you can believe that, because you can force him into this pattern where he just stays on the side of the screen, and as long as you kick him from the right side to the left side and you get underneath his little projectile weapons there, he can't do anything about it. So he's actually probably the easiest boss in the whole game. It's really funny how badly programmed some of these guys are. Now that he's done, we're going to take the pizza, and we've just rescued April. If you're playing the actual arcade game, you'll have a fight with Bebop and Rocksteady at the same time. It's much harder than the fight with Baxter Stockman. We got quite a bit lucky that we didn't have that. So this is kind of like the middle of the game, these next two levels. There's no boss at the end of either of the next two levels. And the music here is really good. This is probably one of my favorite songs in the whole game. Although the background's kind of boring. I mean, it's just all gray. You know, it really looks kind of ugly, I think, but it's still a cool level. This is our first encounter now with the spear-throwing foot soldiers, and these guys are actually really annoying because it's very easy to get hit by them if you walk into them, or if you even try to jump kick them when they're holding the spear. They're going to hit you. So just wait till they throw the spear and then kick them. Make sure that you kind of let them attack first. They're actually more annoying later on in the game, but they're not a lot of fun right here either. They're probably the most difficult foot soldier type to deal with. Got a couple more sledgehammer guys here, no big deal, just use the jump kick. One thing that really does impress me is that this game is very faithful to the arcade counterpart, and I actually feel it improves a little bit upon it because there's extra stages, and the songs are a little bit better, and the controls are even a little bit better. This is really just a fantastic port. I mean, for what the NES was capable of, I really think they did such a great job. But of course, a couple of years later, they turned out Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo, and that's by far the best, possible port of that game. That Turtles in Time for the Super Nintendo, in my opinion, is so much better than the arcade version. It's not even funny. And that's really just because they added the levels and added some bosses that were really, fun to fight against. I don't know. I personally like the Super Nintendo version a lot more than the arcade, or even the Hyperstone Heist, which is pretty much the same thing. Oh, I forgot about these guys, the missile foot soldiers. Not a big deal, just wait till they kind of get on level with you and then jump kick them. I always prefer to do that because that way they'll drop their missile. But you can also wait for them to just throw it at you and then kill them after they've done that. Either way, not a big deal. They've got this tire here on the road, I'm not exactly sure why. Okay, now this part is really useful for getting extra lives, and here's how you want to do this. You want to go just far enough on the screen that these motorcycle guys are appearing, one on the top and one in the middle. And then you can just jump kick them off the screen whenever the guy in the middle comes by. Or the one on the top if you prefer to take that guy out. You can do it either way. For everyone that you kill, you'll get a point, of course. And I'm going to just take out enough foot soldiers that we go up to 400 just to show you. But I mean, if you need some extra points in the game and you want to take that extra life, like for later on, it really does help to do this. So we picked up our extra life, and now we can move on. It's a little pointless to be doing this, of course, in this run, because I'm not going to be losing any lives, but if you're doing a standard run of the game and you need a little bit of help, later on, that's a great way to pick up some extra, lives. Definitely do that if you need it. I think I can honestly say that I've liked, or I've had a different favorite turtle at every point in my life. When I was a kid, it initially used to be Raphael, and then later on I think it was Michelangelo, and I think today it's probably just Leonardo. I've never liked Don the most. I definitely like using him the most in the original game, but he's never been one of my favorite turtles. One thing I do wish they had included a little bit in this game is like just more of a selection with the attacks that you have. I mean, they're not bad, but they do get a bit redundant after a while. I mean, I kind of wish you could throw the foot soldiers around or kick them, you know, like on the ground or something. You know, just have a little bit more variation. It gets a little bit bland in that way after a while, but you know, that's kind of a minor complaint, I guess. And Turtles in Time and Manhattan Project, both of those games fix that. This one just doesn't have that much variety, though. Wow, that is quite the jump. So we're now moving on to the second part of this mid-level, which is the skateboard section. Looks like we're going about 50-60 miles an hour down the road on a skateboard. That can't be very safe. These flying foot soldiers are really easy to kill. Just use the jump kick as much as you can. And there's pretty much nothing they can do about it. They actually don't even hit that hard if you do get hit by them, so... And then after that, you just have a few individual foot soldiers. Just jump kick them. That's really the easiest way to take them out. For these boomerang guys, it's actually easier to attack them from the direction they're throwing the boomerang from. Otherwise, it goes behind you once you kill them and hits you in the back of the head. I actually kind of screwed that up a lot in this run, but it's easier just to attack them from the direction they're throwing the boomerang in. Now we just have a few more foot soldier copters to deal with. That one never had much of a chance. Wonder what bridge we're going over. And just like that, we are done with the level. We're going to be meeting up with the other turtles in the turtle van. And unfortunately, the turtles don't know how to drive. There goes the van. Okay guys, I want to thank you so much for watching my LP of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In the next part we will be taking on Lieutenant Granitor. I will see you guys next time. This is Josh Dragon signing out.